Ner Li is a gorgeous Hanukkah song that is fairly easy to play as it only uses the notes on the D and A strings in D major. We're going to learn the pitches first, and then we'll work on the rhythms and finally the bowings to this song. Let's start with the pitches to Ner Li. We first need to make sure we know how to play in D major, so we're going to review that real quick. D major has a key signature of F sharp and C sharp. That means all of the pitches are natural except for F sharp and C sharp. So when we play a D major scale, we play from D to D, and we say the letters in alphabetical order, except when after we say F, we make sure we say sharp, and after we say C, we make sure we say sharp. We're going to use the finger pattern 1, 3, 4 on both strings. So let's start with an open D. Put one finger down on the D string to play E. 3 fingers for F sharp. 4 fingers for G. We're going to move over to the open A string. 1 finger for B. 3 fingers for C sharp. 4 fingers for D. And then we're going to repeat those notes in reverse order. And then we'll do a D major arpeggio, playing D, F sharp, A, and then high D. D, F sharp, A, D. And repeat those pitches in reverse order. All right, we're going to start with the first line of Ner Li, where we have an F sharp, G, A, B, A, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, G, F sharp. Let's play those pitches one at a time, every pitch 1 beat long. I recommend you doing that as many times as you need to feel like you've mastered those pitches. Once you've mastered the pitches of the first line of Ner Li, we can then add in the rhythms. The rhythms start with eighth notes, which in this case are half a beat long because the quarter note is 1 beat. And then we have some quarter notes, which are going to be 1 beat long. And then we have a half note, which is 2 beats long. So in rhythm solfege, that'll be T for an eighth note, Ta for a quarter note, and Ta for a half note. The first line of Ner Li in rhythm solfege goes T, 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 Ta, Ta, T, 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 Ta. We can practice that on the open D string. Once you've mastered the rhythms on an open string, we can put it to the pitches. I recommend practicing that a few times until you feel like you've mastered the pitches and the rhythms. Once you've mastered the pitches and rhythms to the first line of Ner Li, we can then add in the bowings. All of the eighth notes are slurred 2 notes together. So the bowing is going by beat. So we have a down bow for 1 beat, an up bow for 1 beat, on and on until we have that half note, in which case we have a down bow for 2 beats. So that bowing will then go down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Let's try adding the bowings into the first line of Ner Li. If you found that difficult to do, I would recommend going back and practicing just the pitches and rhythms by themselves. If that's still feeling difficult, practice just the pitches by themselves. It's best to master one part at a time before you move on. Once you've mastered the first line of Ner Li, you can move on to the second. One of the beautiful things about Ner Li is the first 2 measures of the first line and the second line are identical. So we can skip over those because we've already practiced them. We just need to practice the last two measures of the second line. We're going to start with just the pitches. The pitches are G, F sharp, E, D. It's like the end of the D major scale that we already practiced. Once you've mastered the pitches of those two measures, we can then add in the rhythms. The rhythms, we have a quarter note, 2 eighth notes, and then a half note. So that rhythm solfege is ta, ti, ti, ta. You can practice that on an open D string. You can practice that on an open A string. Once you feel really comfortable with those rhythms, you can add it in with the pitches. Once the rhythms and pitches of those two measures are easy, you can add in the slur. There's one slur. The eighth notes are slurred together, so we're going down, up, down. Once you know the last two measures of the second line well, you can do the whole second line of Ner Li. Let's put the first two lines of Ner Li together. We have two options with our bowings. At the end of the first line, since it ends on a down bow, we can retake our bow, do a circle bow, and play a down bow again for the second line. Or we can just play one down bow and start the second line up bow. I recommend trying both ways, see what they sound like, see what they feel like, and decide for yourself what you'd rather do. I'm going to do a circle bow this time. All right, so that was the A theme to Ner Li. We next have a B theme. Again, I recommend practicing the pitches on their own first. So here are the pitches to the first line of the B theme of Ner Li. Once that's easy, you can add in the rhythms. The rhythms are ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ta. Once you find the pitches and the rhythms easy, we can add in the slurs. There's only one set of eighth notes, and those eighth notes are slurred. Once you've mastered the first line of the B theme of Ner Li, you can move on to the second line of the B theme of Ner Li. The first two measures of this line are different than anything we've had before, but the second two lines actually come from the A theme. See if you can figure out what part of the A theme they are. So the last two measures of the B theme of Ner Li are identical to the last two measures of the A theme of Ner Li. So we only need to focus on the two measures that come before it in the B theme. We're going to start with the pitches. There's an A, B, A, F sharp. Add in the rhythms. And add in the bowing. Once you know the pitches, rhythms, and bowings to those two measures, you can add in the two measures that come afterwards. All right, now that you know how to play both phrases of the B theme of Ner Li, we can put them together and play the entire B theme. Now, just like the A theme, we have a choice. Between the phrases, we can do a circle bow, or we can do a long down bow and then start the second phrase up bow. I'll do a long down bow this time, no circle bow. Now that you know the A and B themes to Ner Li, you can play the whole song because the form of the song is A, B, B. So after you play the A theme, you're going to play the B theme 2 times through. That's how you play Ner Li melody. If you have any questions or had any trouble with it, please leave a comment below. I'd be happy to help you. If you'd like the sheet music, head over to patreon.com/samscellostudio for a free PDF. There's also a video of another Hanukkah song. I have a little dreidel melody that you can get there if you subscribe, as well as PDFs of 6 other Hanukkah songs as well. If you would like to send a video and get some feedback on your playing and ask questions that way, that's available on Patreon as well. And if you'd like to schedule a private lesson, please visit samscellostudio.com.